Alright, y'all. Here we go again. Y'all already know. Here we go.
The FBI's arrested California cops involved in racist text. That's just the start of this thing. Federal prosecutors charged 10 former Antioch and Pittsburgh police officers Thursday with crimes ranging from fraud to excessive force to a conspiracy to distribute anabolic steroids. Culmination of a sprawling 2-year investigation that required more than 100 FBI personnel to execute search warrants in multiple states. FBI rounded up and arrested most of the officers early Thursday morning. A series of raids across the Bay Area and as far away as Hawaii and Texas. This is widespread. Okay, this is what's been nabbed. Who else hasn't been? The most
Man, the funny part about it to me is this ain't just start happening. They've been doing this since I was a kid. Police officers always been on their goofy shit. So now they want to talk about it though. I'm thankful they talking about it.
disturbing charges, civil rights violations to injure, oppress, threaten, and intimidate citizens of Antioch were filed against 2 current and 1 former officer from that city's police department, where residents have long complained of excessive force and where dozens of officers have been placed on leave amid a scandal over their racist text messages. So, Mayor, as you said, here you have a solution, right? You said members of the public, civilians, need to be listened to and need to lead this thing, to uncover this filth. They've been complaining for years. Now the FBI comes and sweeps up some of it.
Yeah, I think this is also a campaign against the mayor. The mayor's in charge of hiring the police chief. They're supposed to manage that staff, so they have a mayoral problem as well. That mayor should be fired. I think what happens is people wonder why there's no trust in policing, and then you hear this. If I was anyone that had been convicted because of this police department, I would be looking for a lawyer right now to overturn those convictions. As we see racist texts, as we see systemic problems, including selling drugs, using police, activities, and also time. It is absolutely scary to know that this exists, not just in California, but all the way from Hawaii to Texas and Pittsburgh. This is dangerous.
Now you know why they burnt down Hawaii. The indigenous people were fighting to get their land back, and they were making quotes that they were talking about giving it back. And then all of a sudden, everything burns down. Too much water around Hawaii, man, for shit to be burning down like that, dog. That shit was purposely done.
Beyond belief, this is dangerous, for sure.
And there's more, Mayor. Antioch officers, Mortiza Amiri, Devon Wegner, and Eric Lumber, accused of plotting violence against specific people, collecting trophies of their crimes, and reveling in the aftermath of certain alleged crimes. They're also accused of falsifying official reports to justify the violence and cover up their tracks. How often have we heard that? The indictment, for example, alleged that in February 2019, Amiri and Rombach talked about coming to work on a day they planned to take off to retaliate against a person who they believed had crossed a fellow officer. I'm going to F someone up and hopefully get you a bite, Rombach allegedly told Amiri, an officer with a police dog, who replied, exactly, blood for blood. Mercury News with the reporting. Prosecutors said between March 2019 and November 2021, Amiri's dog bit 28 people, and Rombach deployed a 40mm less lethal launcher at 11 subjects from November 2020 through August 2021. The records show that of the 28 bite victims, 19 were black residents, 68%. Via text, the indictment says the trio egged each other on to use violence and swap photos of people they had injured. In one text, Wenger wrote, "But we need to get into something tonight, bro. Let's go. 30 nights in a row. Dog bite." Later that night, August 2020, Amiri and Wenger pulled someone out of a car and took them to the ground. Mary later texted Wegner pictures of that injured person. They sound like serial, you know, serial nature criminal activities here. When there's a serial nature, so often perps want to collect something that gives them that high, that joy of what they did to their victims. This is what it sounds like. It sounds like that. There's more. Wenger, also with former Antioch officer Danielle Harris, was also charged with possession of and conspiracy to distribute anabolic steroids. Former Antioch officer Timothy Manley Williams charged with obstruction for allegedly interfering with an ongoing homicide and attempted murder investigation targeting an Oakland-based gang believed to be responsible for several shootings.
Always Uncle Tom Yo in the middle of it. Always Uncle Tom Yo.
And Mary, along with former Antioch Community Service Officer Samantha Peterson and former Pittsburgh officers Patrick Burhan and Brawley Rodriguez Jalapa, Ernesto Juan Meja Orozco, and Amanda Theodosi Nash, were charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud for training course cheating. They're accused of having someone else take the courses that qualify them for pay raises. Forget only the best people. It sounds like you're literally scraping the bottom and they are in charge of hunting you.
Ooh, sound like me.
Burhan, Peterson, Rodriguez, Jalapa, and Meja Orozco all pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors agreed to release each of the men on $100,000 property bonds, provided they agree not to contact alleged victims, co-defendants, or witnesses, to relinquish their weapons, to surrender their passports, and to agree to travel restrictions. Peterson was released without having to put up property. The most insane portion beyond the conduct of the story, Mayor, is the last. Those details from the Mercury News just don't contact. They were sitting up here conspiring to harm people, colluding in their violent behavior, falsifying police reports to make it look like it was all justified. Why on earth would there be a bond for these men and women who are supposed to uphold the law in uniform? Make it make sense.
I mean, we're talking about California, a place where property value is through the roof. So $100,000 is it's not even a house; it's a shed. So they basically asked them to put up the equivalent of their shed to get out. No money necessary, right? And I think this idea that these people would not be talking to each other when we already seen what their history is of colluding. It's ridiculous. It seemed to me that the justice system just told them, go home and get your story together so you can ensure that you will not be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But
Exactly, I agree.
We are obligated. When you said to hunt you, it triggered something in me. And I hate to be the constant historian who always want to talk about the beginnings of the origin stories, but I think we are obligated to remember the origin story of police officers. The first of police departments in this country started in North Carolina in the 1790s as slave catchers, right? These were slave catchers that became police departments. And until we acknowledge that there's not really been any changing, if we look at how they kill, who the dogs bite, of who they are hunting, then we still see the racist nature that was once at the beginning and now still at the source and core of what policing mean in this country.
Hasn't gone anywhere, man. All they did was flipped it to the judicial system, drill rap, and fake everything. Gucci, Lucci, Tucci, Snoochie, you know, LGB, alphabet soup, all of them, man. And they get ready to start pumping that information to the kids. So if you can, man, get your kids out of the school system, bro, if you can, man. Because they coming for the kids, man.
Why some are advocating, you have to bury this one for good and birth something different that doesn't have its origins in slave catching. Okay, and as you pointed out, the conduct still appears to be, in too many instances, the same.
They act like it's something new. Peace. Pass the more.